Look at that. Tennessee Hemp Care, where industrial meets intelligence. How about that? This is your typical Gatlinburg. Typical day in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. Beautiful day. Wonderful day. And hey, there's a Space Needle. Haven't been there in years. We're on our way. The sign that says Motor Nature Trail. Let's go see it. It's got to be up here somewhere in them hills.
We have arrived at the Roaring Fork Motor Nature Trail. Folks, if you want to see a couple falls, they have Rainbow and Grotto. If you do the whole nature trail motor run, it's about 5 miles, and it's one way, and you go up the mountain, come back down. It's really a cool drive to do. It may take you about an hour or so, and once you, of course, get started, you can't turn back. But there's a haunted story that I've always heard throughout all these years about this place, and it started back in the 1900s when there was a man named Foster coming through the woods on his horse, and he noticed a young girl on the side of the trail. She didn't have any shoes or socks on, and she seemed like she was a little dazed, so he stopped to ask her if he could help her, and she kind of whispered, like to get home. So he offered to get her home. So he took her up upon his horse, and she kind of whispered the direction where her home was, and he finally got to the place where she said this is it. And as she got off, he said, look, you don't have any shoes, but I gladly, if you want to take a pair of I have an extra pair of green socks, you can use those. And he goes, you'll just have to pay me, jokingly, he said, either some money or a kiss. And she liked that, and she actually took the socks and gave him a kiss. And then she wandered out through the wood area where he left her. He made note of that area because he wanted to possibly come back. So then afterwards, he thought about her again. He says, I was a really pretty girl. I think I want to court her and possibly even marry her. So I'm going to go back and ask her parents. So he went back to the place in the mountains and the woods. It took him a little while to find the cabin. It was kind of hidden back, and he saw some smoke coming out of the fireplace. And he went up. As he went up to the door, there was a dog started barking at him, and then this older gentleman and his wife came out and shooed the dog back and allowed him to come in. And that's when he explained to him. He said, hey, this is where I dropped a young lady off called Lucy, and I'd like to, if you're her parents, I'd like to see if I could court her and date her. And they said, and they looked at each other and kind of in disbelief type thing, said, well, that sounds like our daughter, all right, but she died 2 weeks ago in a fire that happened in a cabin that burned down. He says, oh, I didn't know that. Sorry to hear that. I don't say. And they started talking about her, and he said, well, it really sounds like her, but it couldn't be. It couldn't be because she's dead. She's back there buried behind this laurel tree bush. And he said, okay. He says that as he was going to leave, he noticed there's a green sock sitting up on the mantle. He said, that looks like a green sock that I gave her. And she goes, oh, we don't know where that came from. The dog brought it in. He says, okay, that's probably my sock he brought in. And he took that sock, and then as he was leaving, the dog kind of followed along, and he went by the grave, and he noticed the dog was digging really hard at the grave. He goes, you crazy dog, don't do that, don't dig up the grave. And the dog kept digging and digging until finally he got his nose down in the dirt, and he pulled out the other green sock out of her grave. And he was startled, say, oh my gosh, because he realized that was her, and that she was dead, and he saw her ghost, which is very spooky. But it's been told that people see her sometimes along the side of this road as you drive down, or on the trails in here. You see a young lady with no socks and no shoes wandering around. It could be Lucy. Very spooky. Enjoy the rest of the video.
So here we come up on a cabin, perhaps the one that Lucy's parents lived in. I don't know that. But it definitely would have been the type of structure that they had back then. Pretty cool. And probably haunted. Let's go check it out. There's somebody. Oh, that makes a noise. Fell down right there. On the way to Rainbow Falls. About 3 miles. Right there's Lover's Leap. I don't think so. There we are. Halfway there. Well, heading up. Maybe a little over halfway up there. Little bridge. Cool. On our way. There we go. There it is, Rainbow Falls. There she is, Rainbow Falls. Here I am at Rainbow Falls. Pretty good hike, but well worth it. Good deal. All right. I would never believe this, guys, but look at that. And that's not me. Who could that be? Could that be Lucy's feet? What the heck? Who'd be walking a daggone trail in their bare feet? It's crazy. That could be Lucy. I don't know who else it'd be. I don't see anybody walking. Do it.